Today I'm going to be doing a crazy road trip adventure from Luxor all the way down to Aswan. Got a few stops I wanted to show you guys, and I think you guys are going to be pretty impressed with what we're going to be checking out. Today we are looking at, we're starting in Luxor at Valley of the Queens. I'm starting my trip at 6 a.m. so that way you guys know exactly the time frames, where I'm at, where we're going. So let's begin. So I didn't know what kind of crazy adventure I was going to go through, but I am going to be driving from Luxor all the way to Aswan, which if I am driving straight, it's about 3 hours and 21 minutes. However, I am making a couple stops, where the first one being at the Valley of the Queens here in Luxor. The Valley of the Queens is a site in Egypt in which queens, and princesses, and other high-ranking officials were buried. When it comes to pharaohs, they were buried in the Valley of the Kings, which watch my previous episode, which I did explain that and had a whole video. One of the first tombs constructed in the Valley of the Queens is the tomb of Princess Almos, which this tomb likely dates to the reign of Thutmose I. During the 19th dynasty, the use of the valley became more selective. The tombs from this period belong exclusively to royal women. Many of the high-ranking wives, Ramses I, Seti I, and Ramses II, were buried in this valley. One of the most well-known examples is the resting place carved out of the rock for Queen Nefertiti, which was 1290 through 1224 BCE. I got here so early in the morning that I had the entire location all to myself. So enjoy this. So about a 2-hour drive south on this road trip, we are now in Edfu, and this is the Temple of Horus. So my guide's here helping me out, doing this with Emo Tours, if I didn't mention that before. Say hello to the people. It's my tour guide right there. He's gonna help us out and see what this place is all about, so let's check it out. So the Temple of Horus, or the Temple of Edfu, is an Egyptian temple located on the west bank of the Nile in Edfu, Upper Egypt. The temple was built roughly between 237 and 57 BC. The inscriptions on its walls provide important information on language, myth, and religion during the Hellenistic period. In particular, the temple's inscribed building texts provide details of its construction and also preserve information about the mythical interpretation of this and all other temples as the island of creation. It took them roughly about 180 years to complete the building and decoration of the Temple of Horus. Of course, you're going to see the pylon, the Festival of the Living Falcon, the forecourt, the outer hall, the inner hall, the court offerings, the sanctuary, and the chapels. I have to say, I felt like I was walking into something from Indiana Jones, some adventure movie from ancient time. I have to say, this place definitely left me speechless. So about another hour and a half is Kamombo Temple, heading south still towards Aswan. Very, very close to Aswan. But we're here at the temple. Now, along the ride, when we are driving down there, you could see how people live. You could see people riding in donkeys, and people are always very happy to help and just very curious. But it's very, very cool to see how everything is there. But here's just a couple clips of how the drive looks like along the way. Roads, of course, are very bumpy. You know, we're in the desert, so any kind of desert city, doesn't matter where you're from. California, try driving through the Joshua Tree. You know, it's streets are going to be the same, just bumpy and stuff like that. Okay, so here in Kamombo, I'm gonna flip this over here, that way you guys can see it. It still follows the path of the river Nile, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. So, longest river in the world. Okay, let's go ahead and head into this temple. Very excited to see what the history is all about, so let's go. So the Temple of Kamombo is an unusual double temple in the town Kamombo in Aswan. It was constructed between 180 BC through 47 BC. Some additions were later made during the Roman period. The word kom means heap in Arabic, and the word ombo means gold in ancient Egyptian language. So Kamombo means the heap of gold. One of the most interesting things here is there is a crocodile museum that I'll show you guys later, but a few of the 300 crocodile mummies discovered in the vicinity are displayed in this museum. They're still uncovering many things here, so take your time and enjoy. One thing too is they have this crocodile museum. You have to turn your flash off. Keep that in mind. There's people that come in and always forget to turn their flashes off. Be respectful to their rules. I gotta say, I never knew they mummified animals, let alone crocodiles. So there was a crocodile god named Sebek, which was considered a protective deity. Ancient Egyptians mummified crocodiles as offering to Sebek, believing that by presenting these mummies, they could gain favor with the deity associated with the Nile River and fertility. It was a way to appease a powerful and potentially dangerous creature through ritualistic sacrifice and mummification. All right, so we're here in Ijilika Island. We made it to Aswan. This is the last stop. This is Philea Temple, and you have to take a boat ride over here. So I got my hat because it's hot. It is crazy hot. So I think it's about maybe 43, 44 C right now, over 100, 110 I think. So, okay, I'm not gonna drown here, so. All right, let's check this place out. The Philea Island has some very deep history. And if it actually sounds familiar, it's because it was actually mentioned in numerous ancient writers. Now, when we were heading in, I did try the water of the Nile, which to my surprise, tasted pretty clean. There is a dam in the front and there is a dam in the back, so it keeps everything purified. No alligators or nothing like that to worry about. Do I recommend trying the water? No. You never know if you might get sick. Now, the history of this. The first religious building of Philea was likely a shrine built by Pharaoh Taharka of the 25th dynasty, which was probably dedicated to Amun. You will see some carvings throughout the Ptolemaic era, the Roman era, Christianity, but the biggest thing about this temple is that it is dedicated to Isis, the goddess of healing, birth, and magic, as well as Osiris and Horus. The Philea Temple is also one of the last temples that practiced Egyptian religion before it was converted to a Christian church in the 6th century during the reign of Justinian. During early times, this island was very sacred to the goddess Isis. The temple was founded around the 7th century BC and abandoned later around the 6th century AD. There's a lot of things to see in this area. Make sure you take advantage of this. And that is it for Aswan, Egypt. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, you guys have to do this. My tour guide here, See, he's back behind me. I'm gonna leave all their information in the description. That way, if you guys are looking for a tour, you guys can get hooked up with a pretty good experience. Yeah, just really good times. A long drive to get all the way from Luxor to Aswan, but worth it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Is there something that I missed? Any temples, any tombs, or anything that you guys might be interested in? Let me know in the comment section below. Whew, it's hot. With all that being said, you guys take care of each other. See you guys in the next one.